The sentence above the platform never changed. The lives beneath it did. Every morning, thousands of commuters stood under the same red words stretched across the marble wall. Life is becoming better. The train arrived on schedule. The message had no schedule at all. No one looked up. No one needed to. The Moscow metro was not designed as infrastructure alone. It was designed as proof. Marble columns, polished floors, chandeliers hanging above platforms deep underground. Murals of workers, engineers, farmers, all moving forward in permanent motion. The architecture suggested inevitability. The banner completed the sentence. Life is becoming better. Not tomorrow. Not eventually. Becoming. The difference between has become and is becoming is small. Structurally, it is enormous. A completed promise can be tested. An ongoing promise cannot. By the late 1970s, the Soviet Union no longer expanded at the pace its slogan suggested. Industrial growth slowed. Technological gaps widened. Substitutions replaced shortages. Targets were fulfilled on paper more easily than in factories. But the language did not adjust. It shifted tense. In earlier decades, declarations celebrated achievement. Now they preserve direction. Becoming better. The future absorbed friction. If a shipment failed to arrive, it was temporary. If a product disappeared, it was transitional. If a plan underperformed, the next one would compensate. Progress existed ahead of verification. The metro platform was an ideal environment for this sentence. It was a place of waiting. Passengers aligned in rows, facing the tunnel. Their bodies angled toward arrival. Their attention fixed on headlights appearing from darkness. The banner did not compete for their eyes. It occupied the ceiling of routine. Repetition without confrontation. No one was instructed to believe the words. Belief was unnecessary. Exposure was enough. A sentence encountered daily becomes part of the environment. It merges with tile and stone. It no longer functions as information. It becomes atmosphere. Above ground, life required adjustment. A refrigerator model might remain unchanged for years, repaired more often than replaced. Small mechanical parts were reused until they failed completely. Store shelves rotated the same few items in altered packaging. Innovation often slowed at the point of approval, where paperwork moved faster than machinery. None of this required protest. It required accommodation. The banner offered interpretation. Life is becoming better. The structure of the planned economy depended on declared advancement. Production quotas rose annually. Reports moved upward through ministries. Data softened as it climbed. Language absorbed discrepancies. If reality resisted projection, projection expanded. The sentence above the metro platform did not measure improvement. It guaranteed trajectory. This distinction mattered. Measurement invites comparison. Trajectory discourages it. As long as improvement belonged to the horizon, the present could remain provisional. Temporary shortages. Temporary inefficiencies. Temporary stagnation. The future carried the burden of explanation. By the early 1980s, the gap between trajectory and condition widened. Western consumer goods circulated in limited spaces, not as luxury items but as reference points. Computers lagged. Industrial modernization stalled. Energy revenues masked structural weaknesses. Yet the banner did not flicker. It remained illuminated. Life is becoming better. The effectiveness of such a sentence does not depend on persuasion. It depends on saturation. Placed in schools, factories, newspapers, Congress halls, and metro platforms, it forms a network of reassurance. Each instance reinforces the others. Together, they reduce the need for evidence. The metro moved reliably. Trains arrived. Doors opened. Passengers stepped forward. Movement below ground was visible, measurable, predictable. Movement promised above ground was indefinite. Two forms of motion shared the same space. Only one could be timed. When reforms later introduced new vocabulary, acceleration, restructuring, openness, the older grammar began to lose authority. A promise endlessly deferred eventually becomes visible. And once visible, it changes function. The banner above the metro platform had never measured improvement. It had insulated it. By placing progress permanently in motion, the system removed it from verification. If life was always becoming better, it never had to be better now. This was not optimism. It was design. The platform below operated on schedules, timetables, arrivals, and departures. The banner above operated without deadlines. One system moved people through space. The other moved evaluation out of reach. For years, the two coexisted without friction. Movement below. Trajectory above. Only one could be checked. The train arrived. Doors opened. Passengers stepped forward. The platform emptied. The sentence remained. Tomorrow, it would promise again. Life is becoming better. And as long as the future carried the claim, the present did not have to.